Kia ora and a massive welcome to our virtual expo for 2020. I am Shayna Jackson, a future student advisor here at the University of Waikato. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the university, including things like our scholarship offerings, our subject offerings, and how you might go about structuring your degree. So I'm going to begin with a video that shows off our beautiful campus. Enjoy.
This is the University of Waikato, where every day people are making a positive change, where research helps tackle global challenges and elite athletes can compete at the top of their game. A place where people are given the tools to protect their whenua for future generations, where talent is nurtured and excellence is celebrated. It's a place where industry, innovation and education converge, and where moments are shared with loved ones. It's a place where teaching and learning has no borders, and people of all races and cultures work together as one. Our people, our future. Positive change starts here.
Wonderful. So you're likely familiar with our Hamilton campus, but we also have a campus over in Tauranga. So if you have an interest in studying by the ocean or indeed about the ocean, then you might like to do so at our Tauranga campus. So there are a number of reasons why you might choose Waikato University as your university of choice. A lot of these, or the ones showing right now, we will incidentally come to throughout the presentation. But when surveying current and past students, overwhelmingly they suggested the reason they chose to study with us was because of our flexible degree structures. So it meant that these students could study exactly what they wanted to study in the ways that they wanted to study it. And also time and time again, students made reference to our excellent teaching resources and staff, as well as our really robust student services. So these, amongst many others that we will come to, are reasons that you might choose to study at Waikato. Also, one of the questions I encounter time and time again is students deciding whether they should take a gap year after school and go and see the rest of the world and go traveling, or whether they should come and study. So the university has set up our study exchange program, which means that you can do both of these things at the same time. So what this involves is completing your first year of study with us here on campus, and then you can choose to go abroad for your second or indeed part of your third year of study. So we have partnership universities across the world, and we have student international advisors who you can liaise with to plan your perfect study trip abroad. Obviously COVID willing at the moment. So the technical stuff, getting into a degree with us. More or less, NCA university entrance will get you the entry into most of our degrees, noting that there are exceptions with things like engineering, which require you to have some quite specific math entry requirements, as well as law requires you to have some specific literacy entry requirements or a merit endorsement at level 2. But otherwise, more or less, university entrance will get you into most of our degrees. So just so we're all clear, university entrance is your numeracy credits at level 1, your literacy credits at level 2. And then this year, given the COVID circumstances, it is 12 credits and 3 university approved subjects at level 3. So usually 14 credits, but that allowance has been lowered a little bit this year. And so if you were to get those 3 things, then you would be on your merry way into a degree with us. So this is the really excellent and exciting fun part of thinking about studying with us, and that's planning your degree. So the degree is structured more or less in this way, where you have your 3 years of study. Again, there are exceptions like engineering or like law, but generally you would enroll in a 3-year bachelor's degree, and that would be structured in such a way where you have your major subject, your papers that relate to the degree that you've enrolled in. So these are the white boxes that you can see in the middle of the screen. And then at the end, you have elective papers that you can choose to do what you like with. So in this case, or in this example rather, this person has chosen to incorporate a minor. So that means these 4 black boxes are all done in one subject, say English, for example, and that would give the student a minor in English. And then the remaining grey boxes can be electives or papers to be done in whatever field the student fancies. So just to reiterate, the yellow boxes relate to your primary major, or the thing that you are going to study most intensely. So say that this were to be a Bachelor of Arts degree, then these yellow boxes might be psychology, because this person has chosen psychology as their major. In which case you would do a collection of compulsory psychology papers, and then a collection of papers that relate to the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, if that was the overarching qualification you chose to do, or Bachelor of Social Science, and so on. And then, like I said, the grey/black boxes at the end can function as your elective papers or your minor. But say it was the case that you wanted to specialise in 2 quite distinct subjects. So in this case, this example, we're going with psychology with an English minor. Say you enrolled in these English papers and you were really quite fond of English and you wanted to continue studying this. You may very well choose to do a double major. In which case, all of those elective papers would then be committed to the English subject and you would end up with a major in English. So I hope that this is making sense. Usually it helps to be able to see your reactions and to see you nodding, but I'm going to assume that that's the case. Yeah. So yellow boxes relate to your first major, or your kind of primary focus, your primary interest. The white boxes in the middle relate to compulsory papers for your degree, whether that's a science degree or an arts degree or a social science degree. Or a health, sport, human performance degree. And then the elective or minor or major subjects work in on the end there. Speaking of subjects, this is a fairly comprehensive list of the subjects that we have on offer at this university. You'll note that there might be some terms that you're unfamiliar with, and so it really pays, I think, to jump online to the Waikato University website, look at our paper offerings, and then if any subjects are unfamiliar to you or don't quite make sense, you can read about what they are, what career opportunities they might provide, and what degrees they're offered within. And the list goes on. Cool, so all of those subjects that were listed on the previous couple of pages in one way or another fit into a degree. So the degree is the overarching qualification that you're going to enroll in, whether it's a Bachelor of Business because you want to become an accountant, or a Bachelor of Laws because you want to become a lawyer, and so on, or a Bachelor of Music because you have a real passion and want to become a musician. Whatever the case may be, you would fit those subject areas of interest into a degree. And like I mentioned earlier, you can take 2 quite distinct subjects, so subjects from different fields. I gave the example of psychology and English, and you could work them into any given degree, more or less. So the thing to keep in mind is that your primary focus or your first major relates to the degree that you're enrolled in. So again, if that was psychology, then you would enroll in, for example, a Bachelor of Social Sciences. However, the second major or the elective papers or the minor can come from whatever field. It doesn't necessarily have to relate or be offered within the field of your degree. I know that this is quite an overwhelming lot of information to begin with, and perhaps a little bit confusing, but it should function as just a starting point to get thinking firstly about what subjects we actually do offer, and secondly about how they might work into a degree. And then me and my team are always available if you were to just email info@Waikato, and we could give you a bit of a firmer sense of how your interests and your passions would translate into a degree, and what papers you would ultimately end up doing. So once you've found your degree and you've decided to come and study with us, you've packed up and came to campus, it's really excellent to know what support services are available to you whilst you're here. And we really make a really strong point of emphasising that you use these support services whilst you're on campus, because there's a whole cohort of people whose job is to look after you and to make sure that you're thriving at university. So such people involve the career services team, so they can sit down with you, practice your CV writing skills, your interviewing skills, and help you to get a job. There's health and wellbeing on campus, so this is things like doctors, nurses, counsellors, physios, all of the really robust health service that you can access as a student here on campus. We also have the student learning team. So they're really excellent if you need any additional academic support. You can take your essays to them, you can sit down with someone and talk about the ways in which you might improve academically. We also have the Waikato Students' Union. So they advocate for students, they run our student magazine, and we have the accessibility services. So if it was the case that you needed a little bit of additional support with your study, whether that's things like a reader-writer or a note-taker, you can certainly access those services on campus. So do keep that in mind. We also have the Employability Plus program on campus. So this is an initiative that allows our students to get some practical knowledge and some experience within the field before they graduate, so before they go off into the big wide world. So the Employability Plus program allows you to do some volunteering or internships. There's someone who works with you specifically to coordinate this volunteering, and then you're able to put that on your CV and show that you have some experiential knowledge of the field that you're going to go into when you graduate. And halls of residence. So chances are, if you are not a Hamiltonian, or if you are not living in the Waikato already, that you will be looking at our halls of residence. We have 3 primary halls of residence that our undergraduate students tend to go into, one of which is College Hall, Bryant Hall, and Student Village. You'll see that there's a slight variance in price between College Hall and the other 2 halls, and that's just because this one has been recently refurbished, so it's very sparkly in comparison to Bryant Hall and Student Village, which are yet to be refurbished. But what they lack in kind of recent refurbishments, they make up for in charm. So they're all equally lovely places to stay. College Hall, Bryant Hall, and Student Village all involve the same things. So 3 hot meals per day, your room cleaned and vacuumed, which is lovely. Wi-Fi, power, everything you need to live on campus is included in that cost. Again, should this pique your interest and you would like to further investigate the halls of residence, then of course you are welcome to come to campus and have someone show you around and give you a halls of residence tour. The other exciting slide and a really important thing to keep in mind is scholarships. So the university offers, as you can see, a wide range of scholarships, most of which are geared primarily at school leavers. So those of you who are leaving school and coming to university at the same time, there's a big collection of scholarships that you can apply for. Most importantly, there's our Tauranga Scholarship, which is our general school leaver scholarship. It has a value of up to $5,000. And then to be eligible for that, you just need to have your university entrance. It really helps to have a merit or excellence endorsement and be coming to Waikato to study with us. Otherwise, there is our Te Paiwai o Te Rangi Scholarship, which is worth $25,000, so quite a substantial amount of money. And that one is awarded on outstanding academic success. Likewise, our Sir Edmund Hillary Scholarship, which again is worth up to $30,000, also quite a lot of money. So that is also awarded on outstanding academic achievement, but also if you were to excel in a sport, performing or cultural art, then you would be eligible to apply for the Sir Edmund Hillary. Like I said, there are a number of scholarships that you could apply for. And so the best thing to do is to go onto our website and type in scholarships. It will then produce the scholarships finder for you. And on the right-hand side, there will be a panel where you can dictate the filters. So you can say you're a school leaver, you're interested in this specific subject, you are coming from this region, and it will filter through all of the scholarships that are available to you. It's really worth noting that those close on the 31st of August. So it is not far away. You have a couple of weeks, so you really do need to start thinking of getting those applications in, particularly for Te Paiwai o Te Rangi and Sir Edmund Hillary Scholarship. You need to provide either a video of yourself in the case of Sir Edmund Hillary, or quite a substantial personal statement in the case of Te Paiwai o Te Rangi. So you might want to start thinking about these things now so you can submit them by the 31st of August. There are also scholarships available in Tauranga, particularly Tauranga First and Family Scholarships. So if you were the first one in your family to be broaching the tertiary scene, then there are scholarships available to you. Again, the list of scholarships is fairly comprehensive. So the best way to get a sense of what you're eligible for is to go online, to go through that filter and indicate who you are and what you're going to study and see what it feeds back to you. Apply very broadly, you might surprise yourself. Even if you think you don't necessarily meet all of the eligibility criteria, it's still really worth applying just to see. Could be surprised. There are also a number of divisional scholarships. So again, this is when you have the opportunity to filter those scholarships and suggest what division or divisions you're thinking of studying within, and it will filter through all of the scholarships available to you, particularly in law, health, management, computer science, and beyond. So if we haven't already, my team and I will be coming to your school to do program or course planning visits, which means we're able to sit down with you and plan out your perfect course, your course for next year. We also have careers expos happening around the country, which you should make an effort to attend so you can meet with one of our advisors or either academic staff who are also attending those careers expos, and you can get a sense of the university and what it's like to study here. We'll also have some current students and student ambassadors there who are able to talk to you about the student experience. We also have a community open day, again, COVID willing. I don't know how many times I've said that throughout this presentation, but if it's the case that we are allowed to have masses on campus, then we will have a community open day on the 29th of August, where you can come, get a feel for the campus, see the halls of residence for yourself, and just have a fun day with us. The scholarship applications, like I said, are going to close on the 31st of August, so it is really important that you submit an application before then. And likewise, the halls of residence applications are going to open on the 1st of August, and they're going to close on the 1st of October. So again, get those applications in. Even if it's the case that you're deciding between a couple of universities and you're not quite sure which one you're going to go to, it's really excellent to have applications in for things like halls and scholarships, because if you ultimately decided to go elsewhere, you can always politely decline those offers. But if it is the case that you do decide to come with us, well, then you have a scholarship and a hall place waiting for you, hopefully. So yes, my advice, do apply, even if you're not totally certain. If you were to do so, you would get a conditional offer based off of your level 2 results for NCEA, and that offer would be conditional on you completing level 3 or getting university entrance. When that is confirmed in January, the university will then send you an unconditional offer, and you can start preparing to come and study with us in March. So thus is the end of my presentation. It was a very whirlwind one, but I hope that it gave you a sense of the university, how you might go about structuring your degree here and what subjects we have on offer, and our scholarships and halls. So please do get in touch if you have any questions. I do believe there is a chat forum that the likes of me and my team, and in fact lots of people around the university, will be accessing. So please do use that, and we look forward to hearing from you. Ka kite.